Well, happy Friday, everyone. This is Jerry Hardesty in my studio, Jerry Hardesty Studio here in Salt Lake, Utah. Welcome. Welcome for all those of you who have been, welcome back for all of you who have been here before. And welcome to anybody new to watching me paint. So, today I'm going to do things just a little bit differently as I try to do every time I do a live session. I'm using a 30 by 30 canvas. As you can see, I haven't prepared it in any way. I usually prep them by doing an underpainting beforehand, but this time no underpainting, and I haven't even painted the sides of the canvas black. So that'll have to come later after the painting is complete. So I don't know if that's going to be today or next week or whenever. However, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to spray this canvas down, and I'm going to prep it now. Actually, let me start first with making some marks on the canvas. And there. Actually, I did some writing. I'm not going to tell you what I wrote, but I know what I wrote. So at any rate, now I want to spray the canvas down. Hello, Ruth Cox. Welcome. Julie Smith. Again, welcome, Julie. Julie's one of my faithful ones. David Rue Foundation. Welcome, David. Ab Cartum joined. Anyway, I'm going to spray the canvas down because I'm going to use a gray on this canvas to just prep it. I'm going to use gray with acrylic. So, and this is kind of a little bit darker than I thought it was. So, these marks that I made previously may cover up pretty fast. I just want to get this on here real quick, and after I get this on, I'm going to switch to oil paints. The last time I painted, I used some acrylics and I used some oil paints, both, but the acrylics really dried out fast and dried really too fast. I didn't have any retarder on them, so they really dried out fast. Hi, Julie. Julie Pate. Welcome. Julie Smith says it's a good afternoon to paint a masterpiece. Well, I agree, Julie. I don't know if it'll be a masterpiece or not, but we'll certainly try. Julie Smith won one of my paintings recently, and she was such a happy camper. When she came to pick it up, she had dressed up especially just to pick up that painting. So that was pretty awesome. She looked great, and the pictures came out great with her accepting the painting. So, anyway, I may not have put enough paint on my paper plate palette. I like to use paper plates once in a while because you can throw them away once the paint dries. We got some more. Joni, I can't read all the name, and I'm butchering the name. Balamuro, okay, welcome. Z Galena, welcome. Hey, you're picking up some new people here today. Octay, welcome. Yeah, there's some interesting names. And then there's those common names. But those interesting names, I seem to just butcher them to death. So I apologize for that. If you're offended, get over it, man. I don't do it intentionally, believe me. So see how that's very uneven as far as this underpainting goes. You can still see some of my black marks, but some are being kind of painted out. So I think that's all I'm going to do to this, other than perhaps I think I'll spray it down a little bit more and wipe some of this off to even it out. Not that it has to be that way, but why not? This has been a busy day for me. Hello, Nellie Ferrara. Thank you for joining. This has been a busy day for me because already this morning I interviewed an artist for the Artist's Voice from Weston, Florida. And hopefully I will have that ready to release on Monday. That's my intention. And then we're doing this painting session now. And then this evening, if you haven't seen my announcements and video and so forth, I'm doing a virtual studio sale. And I hope you join me at 7 p.m. Mountain Time on Facebook Live or on Instagram Live, either one. And I'll be showing a number of paintings with prices drastically reduced. So join me and see what you can perhaps get a deal on. Alright, like I say, now that I've got the underpainting done, I've got the black marks made, I've got an underpainting of gray, which I've not done before, so we'll see how that works out. I'm going to start today with oil. I'm switching to oil paint now. And I'm going to, I think I'll start in a corner rather than starting right in the middle. We'll work our way in that direction. So, again, you know, one of my favorite colors is this blue. Any blue is my favorite. Doesn't have to be perfect. What I'm doing here. And let's add a little bit of white so we can get some variation in the color. Nice. And you'll notice that I love to use palette knives. Pat. Welcome, Pat. Who we got over here? We still got the same. Oh, we got, I can't say this, Krzysztof Kloszowicz. Welcome, Krzysztof. Sorry. I'm going to try a little bit of orange now. And because there's yellow in that orange, the base is yellow. Part of that's turning green really, really fast. I like to get those edges painted because if I don't, then they kind of look weird. And like I said, I don't have the sides painted black yet. And that'll have to come later. So anyway, there we go. This is a Rose Madder. And the reason I really like it is because it's nice and transparent. Well, thank you, Julie Smith. Julie Smith says, happy birthday this weekend. My birthday is tomorrow. So thank you for that, Julie. Abramovich. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, welcome. Ooh, look at that now. Isn't that nice? Allie Kehoe. Allie's one of my collectors. She lives back east. Forgot the state. Sorry, Allie. There's my good wife. Hello there. Ron Brown. Glad to see you back, Ron. Now there's two different blues there. This one is a phthalo blue, this one is a Prussian blue. If you've watched me before, you'll know that the Prussian blue is one of my favorite colors there. All right. Alright, I didn't mix any paint prior to painting, so let me just mix a little bit and now see what we can come up with. An artist that I interviewed a couple weeks ago loves to paint with pink, so I'll also put some pink in there for Kelly. Kelly loves pink. She's an advocate of women's rights. And she uses a lot of pink in her paintings. So we just use a little bit of pink in here for Kelly's. I love the pink against the yellow and the orange. I think it makes a great combination. I'm trying to keep this fairly thin so that we can come back and really do some impasto effects on it. And of course it's not going to dry this afternoon, or more than likely it won't dry this afternoon. thing about painting, if you make a mistake or you make a stroke that you don't really like, then you can always paint over it. The uncensored, I don't know what the rest of it is, but the uncensored is welcome. She's over here, or he's over here. I'm sorry, I can't tell by that little tiny picture whether it's a she or a he. Please don't be offended. Let's make some nice deep red in here. Ooh, isn't that a pretty red? Ooh. If you can't really see it very well, you're going to have to take my word for it. But it is a beautiful color. It is actually a cadmium red. Many artists will not use cadmium because it's supposedly somewhat toxic. I don't use that much of it. Crassard join. Welcome, Crassard. And Desjardins. Desjardins is on here. I interviewed her quite some time ago for The Artist's Voice. She is from Canada. So welcome. Let's get some more of that pink in there because I've almost wiped it out, rubbed it out here, or painted it out, I should say. When you're painting intuitively, you don't want to overthink it. You just want to go with, you kind of go with your gut. Okay, what does the painting want? What does painting want me to do? What color should I pick up next to move this along? So I'll try to adhere to my own thoughts. I'm painting intuitively. You know, once I get kind of wild, then I think the painting actually becomes a lot more interesting. So we try to let loose here and just let go. Let the painting do itself. I don't really ever use much green out of a tube. I prefer greens that come together with blue and yellow. It makes a more interesting green. And you can get so many different shades of green by mixing it with blue, or by mixing yellow and blue. It depends on the blue, or it depends on both colors, the blue and the yellow, as to how it's going to come out. Whether it's going to be a dark green, or a light green, or a bright green, or just whatever. But nonetheless, now, when I'm doing blue and red together, I'm getting kind of a violet. So isn't that nice? And some artists will use that exclusively rather than moving to a purple. I'm not getting many Facebook observers. Getting a lot of you people over here on Instagram, and I appreciate you being here. Let me see here. Get this blue. Being fussy there. Oops. And the fussiness did not pay off. Anna Wagner-Ott. Welcome, Anna. AJ Grossman. AJ Grossman from Florida. Welcome, AJ. AJ does encaustic painting. We're just going to turn this, and then we're going to start over up in here. See what we can do for some nice AJ Grossman from Florida is another artist that I also interviewed for The Artist's Voice. AJ tells me that Anna does encaustic as well as she does. So Anna, welcome again. So you two know each other. That's great. Cynthia Riggins Burnham is watching. So thank you, Cynthia, for joining us. That sound of the palette knife scraping onto the canvas driving you nuts. Sorry about that. That's the way it goes. I like to paint with palette knives, and I like that scraping on the canvas. love blending my colors right on the canvas. Okay, I'm going to turn this again. Another quarter turn. Now I can see some things down here at the bottom that I don't like. See this? Can you see this kind of a finger here? Just a finger. I don't like those. So let's wipe those out. Let's get those out of there before they have a tendency to dry too much. There, that's better. Can I see any other of those? No, I don't really, but I don't like that. So let's wipe that out as well. Aha. By the way, if you so desire, I welcome your comments. I welcome your questions. Anything you'd like to say. So please, leave me a comment. Give me a question. Put me on the spot. Number one. Let's turn this again. Oh, I can see that I've got a bare plate there. This is all bare as well. So what can I do here? Let's get some of this rose madder. Ah, I got another one of those fingers that I don't like. Can you see it? Goes right down here. Gone. Oops, but I just created another one. There. That's better. Mark Rasmussen, welcome my friend. I think you've been on here before. And I welcome you back. Let me turn this one last time. And this will be back to the original orientation that I started with, if you recall. Look at my hands. Just look at my hands. I'm glad I have my gloves on. Because my hands would be a mess. Would they not? Yes, they would. Now I'm getting kind of a lavender in there. Not like that. Yes, AJ, this is oil paint. I kind of switch back and forth between acrylic and oil, and I almost think that I like the oil better. When they're finished, they look more alive. The colors seem to pop out more than they do when it's just acrylic. Plus, these oils do not dry nearly as fast, although I use some CAS fast drying oils as well as some other oils, and I also use some mediums to help them dry faster. So I've got a couple that I finished on Saturday. No, what is today? Today is Saturday. Thursday, and I think they're almost dry right now. A couple of oil paintings that I did. So yes. See now how easy that was? AJ asked me a question, and I answered it. And she's giving me a, okay. What do I, sometimes I use, along with oil, AJ, I sometimes use cold wax. Now, I know you use encaustic, which is hot wax. Have you ever used cold wax? I like the texture that it helps create. So people, what do you think? What do you think I need to do? Let's just scumble some paint along. You know what scumbling is? I'm just lightly touching the canvas with my palette knife, which leaves some paint texture, some textures there. So it's called scumbling. So let's try some more of that. See how it creates some added texture by just scumbling along. Now I always say I cannot leave a painting without causing some drips. So let's cause a few drips here, especially from those areas that I just scumbled. AJ says it needs some light areas. Okay. Let's make some light areas then. And that's usually the case with many of my paintings because I love dark colors, and so I have a tendency to get my paintings too dark. Is that any better? She's not answering. Aha, now that's nice. And you see I can just take off some of that dark, really dark stuff. And what does it reveal? It reveals some lighter areas. I just don't want to take off too much. And also I want, can you see what I'm doing with paper towel? I'm actually creating some striation. AJ says there's some glare over here, so it's hard to see. I understand. There, that's better. As is that. Anyway, as I was saying, by doing this with the paper towel, it's actually creating some strokes. Oh, but she said, but she likes the dark too. It's creating some strokes that actually look like brush strokes when they're actually not. But nonetheless. And I'm liking that better. I don't like this orange, kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. My mentor always said, well, if you like something, get rid of it, and it will improve. I think that helped it a little bit, but let's see what we can do down here. You see, if I take paint off of one area, and I still have that paint on my paper towel, like so, I can add that to another area. I do not like this white right here. Let's move it down. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Don't like that. Patricia Leeds is on here. Hello, Patricia, and welcome. I kind of like that texture. Now I'm getting rid of that white. And I tell you, AJ said she also likes the dark. Thank you. So you give me permission to keep my dark. However, do so. I wiped out the scumbling up here, so let's add some of that back. I did that when I sprayed it. That's better. You see how these drips are going all the way down here, creating a path of their own, so to speak. Okay, I think I'm going to have to live with this one a few more days and decide if I want to make any changes to it to edit it in any way. I will try to post something early next week, maybe midweek, as to when I'm coming back to this one, if I come back to this one at all. But I will do light painting. Again, let me remind you, well, first of all, if you like what you see, go to my website, jerryhardestystudio.com. If you're an artist yourself, consider putting your art on a website on artstorefronts.com. That's what I use. They have an unlimited amount of marketing resources, and they're very customer service. They have excellent customer service as well. Secondly, or lastly, I should say, again, I want to remind you that I have the virtual studio sale this evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So please join me if you can. Pre-register. I would encourage you to pre-register. There's a short video on Instagram that you can go and pre-register there. Or when you go to my website, jerryhardestystudio.com, there's a red banner up at the top, and it says register with this form. So just click the form and fill it in, and then you'll be registered for a giveaway for an art print, and also registering your attendance at the live session. So again, thank you all for participating, for watching. As long as you have, I appreciate it very much. And I encourage you to have a good Saturday for the rest of your day, for the rest of your weekend. Tomorrow's Flag Day. I can remember that because it's my birthday. I'm not going to tell you how many years, but you could probably figure it out pretty much. So anyway, thanks again, and hope to see you in future events. Thank you.